Hello everybody, how are you? Hope you're having a great Sunday. I've seen a lot of people talk about AI lately, the President of the United States, or my network. It's really coming up to, our topics of conversations because it can help a lot improve our workload, let's say, and speed, so it's really an improvement, but I wanted to bring my own insight as well. So if you read the book by Edward T. Hall, The Hidden Dimension, it's a very interesting book that I recommend everybody reads. It's about proxemics, the study of space between people, intimate distance, social distance, personal distance that differs between cultures. So for some cultures, a social distance would be more public distance, or mostly for personal distances. For example, in Asia, what is for us a personal distance, for them it's intimate distance. So their social spaces is more is wider. Why? It's cultural. It's all related always to our conception of the soul. If you consider that the soul is everywhere, you are a part of the whole, and therefore you're in my space, you're already in my intimacy. Okay, so my social distance is actually personal and intimate, while in other countries where God is inside of you, or something external to you, but you're not one with the whole. It's something, God is something above you, or the soul is deep within you. The personal distance, the intimate distance is going to be a lot closer, right? Because they have this protection. The soul is deep within you. So, in Arabic countries, for example, they're very tactile. There's a lot of smells, there's a lot of perfumes. They hug, men hold hands. So even though you would think that there's more pudor because the women cover and everything, it's actually the opposite. They are louder when they speak, okay, because they believe to access the self, you have to be louder, more sensations, more interaction, stuff like that. And so anyways, very interesting book. But he also talks about the prolongations of the self, so which is our technology, all the tools and progress that we have to make us go faster. So the cars is an extension of your legs, right? Instead of walking, I can take my car and go wherever I want faster. Instead of so cars, phones, computers, all of these communication tools, they help you go a lot faster. Computers, of course, is an extension of writing. Next improvement is typewriters and everything. But he says that they're also detrimental in the long run because they prevent us, they take away our strength. So for example, of course, I'm not saying a car is useful. Okay, you want to go 30 minutes away, mostly here in America that everything is super far, you need your car. I'm not saying they're negative, but also in America, you're in a country where you don't walk. Nobody walks in America. We do not walk. I never walk in America. And I believe this is number one reason of depression. I miss France, because when I go to France, I go downtown, I park my car and I spend the whole day there. I'm walking. Even if I'm going from point A to point B, I'm walking around, I'm seeing little stores, I'm meeting people, I'm talking, interacting. There's a little cafe. Oh, I'm gonna stop there. Oh, I stopped by to see my friend, a hairdresser. Hey, you wanna go get a drink? Okay, then I'm gonna go see my grandma. Okay, there is a whole journey that you're appreciating while you're walking. Here, I leave my house, I go from point A to point B, and I run back home because it's concrete and roads everywhere. There's no really walking experience or interaction with the environment except going straight to your destination. And it's also very symbolic of the mentality, where there are people here in America, they're about achieving results, in your resume, result. What did you achieve? What did you accomplish? In France, we're more about the mentality. Who are you? Why? How do you think? What is the journey? What did you do in your journey? How do you behave with people? Okay, it matters. It doesn't matter what you achieve if you've been stepping on people all along or disrespecting or whatever. More and more people. It's extreme. Of course, we have a balance between the values and achievement, but just the fact of how we walk in society is representative of how we hire people, how we behave, our whole conception of life. And there is more depression here. I've never experienced depression anywhere else in my life, because here I'm isolated. I'm not feeling experienced or connected with the world besides my social media. But when you turn off the screen, you look around you and nothing changes. In France, we're always together, always with friends. So, hey, don't start. Go outside if you're hot. We're baking, waiting for pizzas.
For my birthday.
Right. So you're gonna lose muscles. Also, your health, your general health. If you're not walking everywhere, you're losing you're not making muscles. Okay. You're less losing strength and all of that. But now with AI, what do you want me to do?
Can you go get a drink inside?
In a minute. Here, drink this.
No.
Oh, putain, ce qui me saoule.
That was from 3 days ago in the car.
It's still good. It's from yesterday. Stop it.
3 days ago.
The AI. Now, when I hear some stuff like, oh, it's great. Now, my son, he wants to Google everything. Hey, mommy, I have a question. I want to Google it. What happens? He's never going to learn to think by himself. It's true. He wants to Google everything. He has a question. He doesn't know how to do his Nintendo game. He's Googling it. He doesn't know how to do something. He's Googling. It's great. He's looking for solution, but he's not using his brain. I forbid him to use Google. Sometimes I allow him when it's something interesting, but for the Nintendo, I'm like, you have to find your own ways to beat the level, right? And then he beats the level.
There's
and
no
he's so
levels.
Excited
There's
that
no
you did it on
level.
your own. Stop interrupting me. I'm talking. I'm canceling your birthday party if you keep interrupting me. Okay? You got 5 minutes to wait for the pizza. I'm talking. You respect that.
Can you give me that?
Yeah, drink. And then making poems and stuff. If you let the AI do everything, then we're gonna stop all of my work of learning to do workshop, art, culture, writing poems. Inspiration is worth nothing, because AI is gonna replace our own imagination, except the difference is that if someone writes a poem for you from their heart, they took the time to think, to connect with their feelings, to write to you, to send you a poem, is a lot more meaningful than if you ask AI to do it for you and you just send that over to someone. It's just about the effort, and it's very important, because in relationships, people learn not to make efforts anymore. Now you have dating apps. You go to a dating app. First, it's the girl who needs to do the first step. So the girl needs to write to the guy. It's normal, otherwise you would have all guys who write to you all day. So a girl that are maybe a little more emotional or sensitive does the first step. But that also removes the fact that a guy would court someone, make the effort. Now you have the dating app, boom, that's it. You meet someone, no effort. And then when I'm talking to my friend and she's like, oh, if you meet a guy, don't expect him to... You can expect him, what? You expect him to bring you flowers or text you or do something nice? Like, you're stupid. Like, it's not like that. You gotta give people time. You gotta... of course they don't care. People don't care. Like, I'm sorry. You get to meet someone. If you don't... people are literally promoting that it's normal nowadays not to care. It's normal to be selfish. It's normal to let people down. lowering the level of society, lowering the level of relationships. No, you need to raise the level. You need to know your worth. If someone wants to be with you, Esteban, you're rude right now. Stop interrupting, and if it's to say stuff like that, then I'm canceling your birthday party. Okay? Respect people talking. Okay? This society of kids watching TV, they have 200 channels to choose from. It's like another one. Tick, 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 zap, 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 zap. I want it right now. Oh, I want the next episode right now. I can't wait for another week. It's all, and then they're like this. No patience, no respect. He can't even wait for a week to open his birthday present. I have to deal with a tantrum every single day because he wants to open his birthday present. Okay, so sometimes maybe you look like the ones who's yelling at everybody. You look like the mom who's yelling at the kids, who's strict, who blames, complains, but maybe it's raising the level of the relationships and the expectations that we have. Okay, if we're constantly promoting, letting people down, then she tells me, I tell her, I'm like, I feel like I'm in this constant cycle that every time I finish a project, it doesn't lead anywhere. Every time I get to have some money to start over and get me sometimes to apply for jobs, it doesn't happen. And then I'm always back to that situation, and I feel like people don't want to partner with me. They talk a lot, but they're not hiring me. And she's like, well, that's your life lesson. You need to learn to get it out on your own. And I was like, no, maybe my life lesson is, and it's always justifying the grind. I'm tired of justifying the grind. There is a difference. Yes, the prolongation of the self, they help you go faster. And like I said, if you give everything to everybody, they will never, like Esteban, they will never learn to use their brain and everything. But there is also a difference between giving something too easily and completely blocking the road to someone, banning them from communities just to punish them, or indulging life lessons on them. Who are you to decide? I don't know. I see all the works I'm providing. I see all the job applications I'm sending, and I'm seeing no result. And I see how all the people that I help to stay at my house, when I ask them in return to help me with my business, they say no. They're like, oh, I want to create a community. Yeah, well, we live in community. You have a garden, you can start here, but it's not their own. So if it's not your own, people don't care. Nobody took me seriously. Nobody wanted to associate with me or partner with me. And I think that that's the life lesson that we're here to bring. Solidarity, reciprocity, not the grind. I refuse my life lesson of doing it on my own. Yeah, I'm doing it on my own. I've been doing it on my own all of my life. When I was in Peru, I did it on my own. When I'm here right now, I'm doing it on my own. I don't have interest for it. I say it since the beginning of my business. Even when I was married, even when I had the money, I was already partnering with people. I was already saying, if I'm doing by myself, I'm bored. There's no interest. If I'm not sharing the art with other people, if I'm not teaching it, so people develop their way to think, their intuition, their imagination a little bit, then the art is dead. Okay, so now you're gonna have art made by AI. People will send you poems. You'll be like, did they write it, or did AI make it for them, or I don't know. I think we have to keep the authenticity. The AI. One thing that the AI would never have is the heart. Okay, the art is an artificial or extension of our brain, because I believe humans created it. So it's an extension of human thinking, philosophy, knowledge, vocabulary, all of it that has been transferred. It's like pretty much transferring our brains and consciousness into computer. But don't forget that we are the main computer. We are the consciousness. We have this ability to connect to the great network by ourselves, our own brain. So if we trust everything on AI, so of course for some things like I know the FBI, when they're going through thousands and thousands of archives to find an information. So of course for stuff like that, AI is absolutely necessary because you gain so much time. But so it's all about finding the balance.
I'm boiling hot.
I know. I think we can go get the pizzas ready.
Let's go.
So yeah. So that was my insight. It's all
Hot. And sticky.
mostly for the kids. You know, I think that we should not give them Google. When I was younger, I would browse encyclopedias. This is when I would do my own vision. Presentations. I learned to use tracing paper, taking pictures from encyclopedias to put them on my presentations. This is how I became crafty, able to do stuff with my hands. And even I regret that I didn't get to learn sewing or handiwork for the house and all of this stuff. We need to learn more of that. I'm capable of doing house stuff because I always said I'm not interested. I don't want to have to do it. It's not my job.
One more thing more.
I want a guy to take care of the repairs in the house. I don't want to learn this, but then
Mommy.
it's useful.
I learned one more thing than you.
What is it?
Making a mess in the house.
No, that's a great thing that you learned, right? But now we need to learn to clean up.
No, we don't.
Yeah, he's a professional mess maker. Really, it's unbelievable.
You mean
Unbelievably
Mario
skilled.
Maker?
You just clean up the house for 5 hours and you turn around and you're like, wow, how did you do that? That's like faster than AI. Human skills, guys. Okay, don't underestimate human
All you have
skills.
to do is just throw things at something and about stuff.
All right, have a great day, everybody.